Good morning. Of course, my bird's probably going to make noise. I'm just going to do a little video today. Get my stuff ready here. I'm sitting in the Queen's chair. This is the new throne. It's really special. See, look. Periscope down. Periscope up, really, because my feet are coming up. Anyhow, it's so comfy. It's amazeballs. I love it. Alright, I'll just quickly show what I was doing yesterday. I remade the water element necklace because, I don't know, I can't believe nobody has bought this. Look at that beautiful piece of abalone shell. It's so gorgeous. Oh my god. It's smooth and soft and shiny. It's just beautiful. I love it. It was a rare find years ago. I just kept it in a jewelry making section of some store, and it's gorgeous. I've never seen a piece like that out there since, so I'm glad I got that. Anyway, I remade this. It's got lots of shells. I forget the name of these shells. I know what they are. I can't say it. It starts with a C. They're a very magical shell. It's got shells on it. It's got lots of crystals, blue line agate, blue jasper, blue quartz, blue amazonite, bloodstone, sodalite. Lovely piece. And I used knotting cord and knotted it. It's a knotted bracelet. And it has like a really nice light green satin knotting cord, and I really like this. It has everything that corresponds with the elemental of water, and if you're a water element person, this is really nice piece. I like it. I like it when they're floppy like this too. They're real pliable because it's knotted. It's not just one continuous cord. And then I made a corresponding bracelet to go with it. So like people who consider themselves like a water witch or something, this is perfect jewelry for. It's got some shells on it. It has a pentacle, a silver pentacle, and corresponding crystals. So you can buy that with it, or you can buy these separately. Alright, that's enough of the store stuff. Other than we have a lot of really new inventory coming this week. We're going to have new cauldrons, new mortar and pestles, some chimes, more tumbled stones, more crystals are going to be available in the store. So we're excited about that. Okay, here's what I thought I'd talk about today. In the pagan groups, which sometimes I get myself in trouble being involved in those. I really enjoy it. I really like it, and although sometimes I find it very disturbing. Someone made a comment about sacrificing animals and Satanism and stuff like that. Well, there's a whole thing of a video I could do on Satanism because I have certified training in that in my line of work. I was a humane agent for my county for 20 years, and I had like 176 hours of certified training in that, and I did have some national certified training in cults and Satanism. I do have a certain opinion about that, but I just thought I'd talk today about the idea of animal sacrifice. We all know that blood is a very strong force. It's very powerful. It is your life force, so it's very significant. And a lot of people use blood in their rituals / spells work kind of stuff. That's all fine and great. I'm okay with that. But in my personal opinion and how I would personally handle something like that, it would be my own blood, not somebody else's. The whole idea of having to sacrifice a living being for a deity, in my humble opinion, that is a deity not worth giving two hoots about if that's what they have to have. That's just old school thinking, in my opinion. I really feel that we personally evolve on our own levels, so that's why judging others is not recommended and not healthy, because they're evolving at the rate they're evolving in. It's their journey, not anyone else's. Nobody shares that. It's uniquely your own. So we all evolve at different rates, some faster than others, because that's the spiritual path they're on. And for the people who are evolving at a different rate or have evolved thus far, it's you have difficulty with those that have not evolved that far. But what I'm saying is, when you reach evolve to a certain point where you're trying to get closer and closer to your higher self and more in tune with it, and using the other parts of your brain that normally we don't use, you would not need to sacrifice another living creature for their blood, nor would you even consider such a thing as stealing away the life of another for just dropping some blood on an altar or something. I mean, come on. And I know there's people that are doing it, and Santeria and some voodoo and all that calls for things like that. But what I'm saying is that if you have evolved to a certain point, the notion of you stealing the life of another being and using it for yourself that way is not only selfish, but it would also strike you as vile. So, I find it personally, and this is all my personal stuff, I find it repulsive and kind of cowardly that you would not use your own blood for something that you wanted blood for. That's just my opinion. Food for thought for those who are evolving and already are to a point where they feel similar to that. That's for you. You're on the right path, in my opinion. Which I say that because I know there's a million different opinions. But somebody has to be the voice for animals, because in this world we treat animals terrible, horridly, to our own downfall. And see, Diablo is saying that is right. He's agreeing with me 100%. So, with that said, blood ritual, blood magic, spells using blood are very potent acts. And I'm not saying you shouldn't use blood, but I'm saying use your own. Another thing people like to do, and this happened in my own family, someone in my own family, remember blood brothers, blood sisters, how that was a fun kid thing to do? Well, sometimes you even do it as an adult. That is a really, really, really strong binding ritual, and people get mistaken about binding and banishing. There's a big difference. If you want to keep something away from you, banish it. If you want to keep something to you and close to you, bind it. And that's what blood brothers, blood sisters is. It's a binding ritual, and a very, very potent one. So if someone in my family did do a binding ritual like that, blood sisters, and be careful what you wish for is that old thing, and it applies to that. When you do something like that, say maybe 5-10 years later, that person has evolved into something or somebody that you don't like and you don't want bound to you. You know, really potent magical people could do a ritual like that and be in your dreams, do lucid dreaming to affect that person, teleporting like the energy to that person. And that can all be a good thing if that's somebody you know, love, and you trust implicitly. But really, can you trust everybody implicitly? Not always, you know, not always. And there you are. You've bound somebody to you that has an intimate window into your life that maybe you're not going to like anymore. So, in our case, we did take care of that. It is possible to undo something like that, which is what we did. But, and that's where I come in, because that's my forte, is, you know, writing the rituals, the spells, putting those things together. That's what I do. And I am teaching my granddaughter so that she can take over for me when I'm gone. And there's still somebody who's like the master chef of the writing and the putting things together like that. So that's taken care of. That bond is broken, and thank goodness, because it was became a very negative thing. And my warning is with the use of blood, it's very powerful, has a very long-term effect, and you either use it wisely or you use it stupidly. And if you use it stupidly, you just might have to pay a price for that. You know, messing with the life force, and I'm talking, it's like the ultimate life force. It's the life force in all of us mammals that breathe air and all that. We live because of that. It's like the oil to a car engine. So it makes it very potent, very strong, long-lasting, permanent. It can be permanent in some issues. So think before you jump. And if you're new to the craft, please heed the warning of that, you know, if you're going to mess with something as strong as a life force, there could be consequences, especially if you took someone's life force. And I say someone because animals are capable of all the emotional spectrum that we are. So that means they're sentient beings. And if you stole the life away from one, karma. And I know there's so many out there that say, oh, I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in the law of return. The law of return isn't magic. It isn't religion. It's science. For every action, there is an equal or greater reaction. Your actions have consequences. Good or bad, determine what your intent is, determines what those consequences are. But it's there. And you cannot believe in the law of return. You cannot believe in karma. You cannot believe this, that, and this, that. But you do answer for your behavior, your decisions. The consequences are all yours. And you can unbelieve that all you want on those forums and on those pagan groups, but it doesn't mean it's not true. So that's my preaching for today. I kind of got off on a thing, but I feel passionate about that. And I think it's an important issue. I've written about it on forums before, and I have discussed it with people in groups on Facebook. And people are always, in the end, they're still going to believe what they believe. But I think that this is important because it deals with the lives of other beings that are trying to survive in this world also. So, okay, rant over, and I think this was probably a good enough video for now. I hope, in closing, I hope that you'll watch the store in the next week, 10 days, because we have lots of new inventory coming. We have a big order coming in this week, and we're going to have a gob of new things to put into the store. And I'm hoping that that will tickle a lot of people's fancy. So thanks you for all your support for the Raven and Crow. I really appreciate that. so does the crow, and so does her hubby, who makes so much nice stuff out of wood for our handcrafted artisan section of the store. And you're going to see more of that coming up in the future. The whole family does appreciate it, and we have some great customers who are just wonderful people, and that's the best part of having an e-store like we do. That's the absolute best part, is the wonderful people that buy from us and communicate with us, and we're always happy to answer any questions or look stuff up or find things, and custom orders. You know, we're doing that, a lot of that for in the jewelry and everything. So, you know, if you need to ask something, ask away. We're on Messenger, we're on Instagram, we have a Facebook page. You can even in the store, you can hook up with Messenger and ask questions if you go to the actual store website. So, with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll be thinking up some other subject for next week's YouTube video. If there is something that you want to discuss, you want me to look information up or anything, or something I know about, ask away. I'd be happy to cover that as best as I could. Okay. See you later. Take care.